G'day, I'll try and do a voiceover commentary of this. That's the sample stand that you can see just there as I'm moving forward, so they can load the back trailer, or not load the back trailer, test the back trailer, sample it. And then I've sped it up because this took about an hour and a half or a bit longer to tip. So I've sped it up here in a minute, and you'll see it look like some cartoon character at best. Anyway, it is what it is. So there I go, up to the sample stand, where I give them some details of the load. We partially do that on the radio, but I also have to hand paper warfare over. Then I close up all my tarps, and directly we journey up to the weighbridge, and I'm trying to do an overlay of this, so I can't remember where I've sped up and where I haven't. But anyway, you'll see me take off here in a minute towards the weighbridge. There's a container truck behind me to my right. He'll follow me onto the bridge, and then he'll loop around the opposite way around the shed. Anyway, so here we are. We're just going up onto the weighbridge. It's fairly narrow. It's plenty long, but it's fairly narrow, and you need to get fairly straight, otherwise you might, with this vehicle, miss the ramp up onto it. So anyway, that was the smoko room where we have our tea or coffee or whatever, and there's the weighbridge house. But they do the weighing remotely from at the sample stand. So you'll see I'll stop here in a minute, and then I've just left there. This is sped up now, and I go counterclockwise around one shed and a set of silos. You'll see the silos there on my right, and in between those silos and another set of silos on the other side. And then here's somewhere I go back to regular speed again on the video, and at all times I'm in communication with the loader driver. We know one another well. Even when I'm on the ground there, I maintain eye contact, or I make sure he knows exactly where I am at all time. You'll see from time to time I'll raise my hand or what have you, to make sure he does see me. And actually at this point in time I'm communicating with him, and I'm inviting him to come in, you'll see in a minute, next to me, and pick up a bucket full of the grain before I continue doing the U-turn in the shed here. Communication is the key, not only for safety, but for ensuring that there's efficiency as well. So we're going and doing a big U-turn now. And when I completed the U-turn, I was actually lined up pretty well to the middle of the shed. But I knew there was other trucks following me, so I wanted to put my back trailer on the, as we're facing it, the left-hand side of the shed. So you'll see that I went outside and lined up somewhat, and sort of started to push it back, and then had to pull up a little bit in order to get the angles on both lead trailers correct, in order to push the dog trailer into position. There are various names for these. I'm just using one set of names. So you'll see here I'm more or less straightening up, and I could have pushed it easily to the middle of the shed there, but I was attempting to push it over to the left a little bit so as to make it easy for the next people to tip in the shed behind me or in between my back trailer. So what I did, you'll see I'm just slowly going back in there and heading down for that corner, see? So what I did is I tipped my back trailer, and then while I was outside unhooking it and disconnecting all the hydraulics and, you know, the whole 9 yards, another bloke came in and tipped his back trailer off. Then I just had that pull up I was telling you about there, and then we'll go back. And I think I had one more little pull up. I'm by no means flash with these things. I can back them up, but I'm not the world's best. I don't pretend to be. So anyway, we're backing in now to the corner, and as I said, whilst I was out getting rid of the back trailer, one of our other drivers came in and tipped his back trailer, and then when I went in with my middle trailer, he went in with his front one and tipped it, and then I came back in a bit later on with my front trailer. All three trailers I tipped on that left hand side, or right hand side as we're facing, but on the left hand side of the truck of the shed. Now you notice the loader drivers coming in and out. We are constantly in communication with one another on the two-way radio, as well as you'll see I get out of the truck directly visually, and it's imperative you do that because loaders are pretty heavy. They can squash you pretty well. So I'm just getting out of the truck here, and it's sped up here now, of course. Three Stooges on steroids with the goodies or something. Now I can't actually see the back trailer. Normally you do not get out of the cab to tip, but because I can't see the back trailer and there is a danger of it hitting the roof, which you can't actually see the trailer in this shot because of where the camera is located, but that was fully extended and tipped off, or not fully extended, but as extended as I could go in the shed there, and tipped off. And then I moved forward so as I could clean up around the back of the trailer. And note I keep relatively close to the truck. I can go a bit wider when the loader driver's outside with his bucket of grain, putting it into a grizzly. But when he's in there, I'm pretty mindful of his exact location, and always he's aware of my exact location. Like I said, we work with one another a fair bit, and we're fully conversant with how each other works. So I'm not sure what I'm doing there. Obviously this is a few days later, but I know what I did. I put my blower outside just at the door of the shed. That's where I went. So now I'm going outside to get rid of my back trailer, and you'll see there's a truck just gone in there now. I think, maybe not, no, he went in there in a minute from the front of my truck towards the back. You'll see here, I'll talk to him in a minute. There he is, and I'm talking to him. Now you'll see him go back, and he'll go inside that shed, and he'll tip his back trailer on the opposite side of the shed. And there you go. So now I've gone in there with my middle trailer and my front trailer, backing into the same corner, and all of this is at 8 times the regular speed. Now what I'm doing here is I'm expelling all the air out of the airbags, and then rolling the middle trailer. The actual bin has got a hydraulic. I rolled it back and then tipped it up and unloaded the load, come forward a bit, tip the body right up, hit it with a hammer, and you can't hear it and you can't see it, but I have a blower, a two-stroke leaf blower, and I'm down there currently cleaning off the, you might have seen me just walk outside with a blower then. So now we went out and we got rid of that trailer. Actually hooked it onto the back trailer again, and now this is with the head cam going in to show what it looks like from inside the cab when you loop around like that with the middle and front trailer on. So this is at regular speed, I think nearly all the way, I'm not sure. But again, Al already tipped his back trailer, and he was out around the corner there somewhere tipping it, unhooking it, so he could come back in with his front one. And here I am going in here, so you'll see his pile there in front of the bonnet. Americans call it a hood. There directly, that's the pile out of his load. And whilst I was outside, the loader driver picked up my back trailer and had already put it into the packer for the container. So they were using it nearly as quick as we were bringing it in there, or packing it nearly as quick. So here we go. So I'm that previous little clip where I backed in with the two trailers, well, here we are now. This is what I was actually doing. Now what I'm doing here is waiting for him in the loader to go back outside. Again, we were in constant contact with one another. And when he went out the door and got out of the way, and when I was sure that he was not going to back up again, I then went forward and lined myself up so that I could back in, and we saw that on the previous little clip. So now this is backing into the into that corner with the middle trailer. In a minute. Hello. Yeah, this is. I should have probably clipped a bit of this out. Probably fairly boring. Here, I've doubled the speed now or something. But just to give you an idea, and you'll see here how the bins roll back, the front bin and the middle bin, they roll back like that on a horizontal hoist. And when it's right at the back, I remove all the chains and latches, and then start the body going up and then tipped her off. And then when it was high enough, move forward again, and then I've got my blower in hand there, you can see, and blow off all the grain, or the bulk of it. You do a proper clean out outside, because you can't hold everybody else up behind you, so you just do a rough one there. And then head outside again with that, and go and hook it onto the other two trailers again. And you'll see the rigmarole going on here doing that. By the way, excuse me, yawning, it's pretty late at night and I've had a big day. Now that was with the two trailers, now I'm going back in with the one trailer, with the mirror camera. And there you go. Same deal again. Go back there, drop the airbags, and then you'll see the actual speed at which that body rolls back, and the other one, the middle one. It's nowhere near as quick as it appeared in the previous clip. So, as you see, it's going back there. ever so slowly. You can't hurry these things along. A lot of your actual tipping time is taken up with rolling bins backwards, rolling bins forward, clean-ups, and so on and so forth. The actual business end of it, if you like, the backing in and the tipping and that is relatively painless and doesn't take as much time as people think. A lot of people have the misapprehension that it's the hard part of the job is the backing in and the tipping off and so on, but it's not. It's actually all the other things around it, like the hooking up and the unhooking and the winding legs down and rolling bins back and so on. It's all a very time-consuming process, and there's not much you can do about it. Hydraulics take as long as hydraulics take to do things. Cleaning trailers takes as long as it takes to do things. And you can't really short-circuit it or you're not doing a proper job. You see I was running around there with the blower. I had a little conversation with the loader driver there momentarily. You didn't see when I was out of range of the camera, but I actually waved at him and attracted his attention. He invited me over. I didn't just walk over there willy-nilly. So now we're just hooking the front trailer onto the other two. And there's a bit of a rigmarole. There's a method in doing it. And you'll see directly probably a head cam clip here showing coming back with that trailer. You'll see my other two trailers up there in front, and I just drive up the front of it there, back onto the two of them, and you'll see me go around with the blower and also hooking the various hoses and so on and up, coupling up and doing all of those good things. And then towards the end you'll see where I have a bit of a checklist. I go around and I make sure all the legs are all the kingpins locked, are all the air lines on, are all the air taps on, are all the electrics on, and so on. It's you have to have a pattern of doing things and do it the same way every time, otherwise sure as eggs you're going to stuff up one day and tear something off and do damage. So hence the fact that I have a checklist. It's not a written checklist, but it's in my head, and I do things exactly the same way every time. Now, smarter blokes than me might do it differently, and I'm not making commentary on the way other people might do it, but that's the way I have to do it, because if I don't, it's an error. And that's the way it is. So, I'm not sure what I'm doing there. Yep, just see that little jerk, that meant that the kingpin locked. I gave it a little pull, take test. Now walking down the back in a minute, there's one of our other drivers going, so acknowledging his presence. Young Pasquale. He's about one. Don't worry about the young bit. So now we go back here, and you'll see we'll duck under here. See those two, hit me head there by the way, two hydraulic lines there. Grab one off, clean it up, and then couple him up. Make sure the lock ring's on. Grab the other one, lock him on. Lock the lock ring on there, and doing stuff like supplying air. Oh yeah. What I do here is lift the middle body up slightly. It's easy to get the airlines on. So now we're more or less all together, and I'm just checking at very slow speed, as you can see, what my next job might be, and then heading out towards the weighbridge. And I would say that that's around about the end of the clip, pretty much. All I do is I just drive down to the other side of this bunker. That on the right hand side is a bunker. On the left hand side is a row of silos. And I'll do a right turn, or maybe a U-turn, I guess, around the end of the bunker, and then head back onto the weighbridge, and then out of there. That you'll see there's a little rigid tipper coming in there. He was carting gravel in or out of the joint, and in fact was going in where I needed to go to get to the weighbridge, which you may see in a minute. So here we go. We just go around, and just towards the end of the clip here, you'll see the weighbridge there. See the weighbridge there at about the, I don't know, 230 position or something. We go a bit wide here, and need to do it too, to be honest with you, in order to get on the bridge. You'll see there's an A-double comes off the bridge here in a minute. When he comes off, then I can go on. But in the meantime, I had to wait where I was, because I need most of that room. And you'll see one of those tippers coming in. Rigid tippers coming in to do whatever he's doing down the back of the property. So there's the A-double just about to come off. The weighbridge. And then once he came off, all I had to do was to drive onto it, talk to them on the radio, ensure they got the weights, and then all over Red Rover. Thank you for watching if you did. I know it's as boring as batshit. It certainly is for me, because this is, I do this every day of the week, so it's there's no interest level in it for me. But some people do find this sort of thing interesting, because it is a little outside their sort of things that they normally encounter in life. So some people have asked me to put a video up. I'm not making out that I'm some great shakes at doing all of this stuff. It's just more or less a day in the life of. I don't pretend to be anything other than what I am, which is just a bloke that does the best he can and comes to work every day and then goes home at the end of the day. I don't pretend to be the best truck driver in the world by any means. And you'll see there's my tare weight of 31 tonne for 540. So 31,540 kilograms is what I tear. My gross weight is 91 tonne with this unit. Alrighty, thank you very much.